Now let's head out to Atlanta News first. Patrick Quinn, he's on the ground there outside the Fulton County Courthouse, been covering the story for the last several days. And how are things right now? And I know we are waiting to hear, Patrick, from DA Fani Willis. She is expected to speak tonight, knowing that the nation is really watching. Certainly here in Metro Atlanta, we are watching. So we could hear from her later on, yes?
And we certainly are anticipating that, and a lot of people have been waiting to hear from DA Fani Willis now for roughly 2 years. But let's give you a look right now at what things look like just outside the Fulton County Courthouse. And again, we are seeing a deputy presence from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office here. They have ramped up their presence as the anticipation has grown into seeing this indictment handed up. And remember, business hours, they stopped here at 5 o'clock this evening, and Judge Robert McBurney said we are going into the night, keeping the grand jury there, keeping a lot of the media here as well. We did anticipate potentially some protesters outside, or a strong presence for or against what potential indictments could be handed up. We really have not seen much pushback or any sort of rhetoric outside of the courthouse today. Of course, that could all change tomorrow, and it could certainly change if the former president does come to town. Now, I do want to mention that as all of this is happening, and at this moment we do know, or it has been reported, that there are 10 indictments, but I haven't seen a list of those charges. I can't really go into detail about them, but what I did want to talk about is, as this entire process has been going on, there's almost been a secondary process that's happened in response to this investigation, and it's the politics around indictments. And we certainly have seen a lot of back and forth between Republicans, and we saw that certainly today from former Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. He was here, he testified, and he got a lot of pushback from the former president. And Jeff Duncan today afterwards told reporters this is a pivotal moment for Republicans moving forward. He was very critical, as he has been, of the former president. And of course, today, the president, he went on social media as well, and he was very critical of Jeff Duncan. And Fani Willis, the DA, she's gotten a lot of pushback to this investigation that's gone on for roughly 2 years. I was talking with a Fulton County official just about 2 weeks ago about the circumstances at the Fulton County Jail, and he was critical of Fani Willis and that she is expending so much energy into these investigations, and that he would like to see, and this is Rob Pitts I'm talking about, Fulton County Board of Commissioners chairman, he would like to see a little bit more attention into the jail situation and moving some of those cases through a little bit quicker. So this is something that no doubt DA Fani Willis is aware of and has chosen to put her eggs in this basket, and she feels invested, that this is something that is important to her. And of course, it's all coming to a head tonight. Now, we are looking to see if the former President Trump, if he has reacted so far to all of the drama that's happened here in the last hour or so. So far, we haven't seen any comments from him on social media. He did say on Truth Social, on his forum roughly a week ago, that if he has one more indictment, his fourth indictment, he says he would secure the election. So no doubt he's watching what's happening here in Atlanta. And in terms of if charges are handed up, what they are, again, we should know that in the next few minutes. I mean, this process is happening right before our eyes. And yes, to your first question, Tracy, if and when DA Fani Willis speaks to the media, we will bring it right to you. Back to you.
All right, Patrick, thanks very much. She, of course, has been the target of attacks from the former president. He has used his social media platforms to go after her, to level some really unfounded and outrageous allegations against Fani Willis. And of course, we know that sometimes when the former president comes out and targets someone specifically, as was the case with the mother and daughter election workers at State Farm Arena, there are people who support the former president who then take that as permission to go after and target those very people. So Fani Willis knows that she's dealing with some very, very rough waters here, and we'll see what she has to say. I'll be very interested to hear when she comes out and speaks.
Oh, absolutely. And I found an old email, actually, Rick, from the last time that I interviewed Fani Willis, when she really started talking about diving into this, and she asked the FBI for special protection for her office, knowing potentially what could happen. And we've kind of seen, of course, some of the commercials that have targeted DA Willis in this. And throughout this, she has said, you know, we have a job to do at the district attorney's office. And though she was concerned about her personnel, very concerned about them being targeted too, she said, you know what, we're not going to let that alter our course in that what we are going to pursue. She said, you know what, don't try to defend me. I will be okay, but we are going to pursue this case and to the full extent of the law. And unfortunately, that's kind of, you know, where this has come to, is that these targeted attacks on her in some ways that we've kind of seen, but she has been prepared for them throughout this.